Hello, hello. This is Monday Morning with Megan on the From Impossible to Inevitable podcast. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is episode 173. Now, when I found this quote, it said that it was a proverb. I don't know if that's true, but it's not mine. I found it on the internet. I think it's great. We're going to talk about it. The quote is, "Don't do what you'll have to find an excuse for." I touched on this a little bit on last Friday's episode 172, on if you find yourself making excuses to not follow through on your habit or not do the thing, start asking yourself why. Like, what is it about this thing that you'd rather use an excuse or find an excuse or make an excuse or whatever than do the thing? Because sometimes, just like spending that energy on waffling on whether or not we're going to do something, or whether or not we're going to take the excuse, or what, like, spending that energy is exhausting. Like, you could just take that energy and use that energy towards the thing, like just do the thing that you're avoiding doing. And this is something that I have really thought about as I have considered commitments in my life, like, school volunteer opportunities or church volunteer opportunities or whatever. And it's like, okay, am I going to want to make an excuse? And like, when it comes to the day of to do the thing, what am I going to feel in my body? Am I going to feel like heavy and like, ugh, and I wish I hadn't said yes and whatever? Or am I going to be like, this is a little inconvenient. I'd rather not, but it's going to be fine. We're going to go do it. It'll be great. Or am I just going to be like, heck yes, I'm so excited to do this. I'm so excited for this opportunity. I'm so excited to be a part of this or whatever. Because I don't want to give the impression of like, only do the things that you 100% want to do, because there are things in life that we have to do that aren't necessarily fun. Like, yeah, I don't want to do the laundry. However, I want the clean clothes, so I do the laundry. There's still something about the laundry that I want. I want the result of it. I may not want to go through the action, but I want the result. And so I can get behind it and I can do the thing. And sure, that might make me drag my feet a little bit, but it's not ever going to lead me to this point of like, well, I didn't do the laundry because it wasn't fun. Like, what? No. So sometimes we've got to go through the thing that we don't want to do to have the result that we want. But it's important to actually know that we want the results. Like, it's important that we actually want the result. I don't know how else to say that. So when we don't want to do something, is it because we don't want to go through the obligatory process of getting to the result? Or is it because we don't want the result? And what can help? But I love this idea of really being careful what you commit to and not committing to things that, like, in your life and to other people, and not committing to things that you're going to want to make an excuse for. There has to be a way that you can get behind it. There has to be a way that you can want to do it. There has to be a way that it's something that you actually want. So taking this, I don't take the podcast to a religious place very often, but I was having a conversation with a really good friend, and she was talking about like service, and she's like, well, I don't want to serve, but I feel like I should, because, that's what Jesus would do. And so I want to, of course I want to do that, but I don't necessarily want to serve. And I told her to turn it just a little bit. They're like, okay, that's okay. That's okay. It's okay that you don't want to serve. It's inconvenient. It's awkward sometimes, whatever. Just acknowledge that and be like, I'd rather not. And I want to be like Jesus, so I want to do this because it's what Jesus would do. It changes the energy around it, because then you're like, I want to do this because I want to do what Jesus would do. Instead of like this obligatory, I should do this because it's what Jesus would do. you're now changing it into a desire, the something that you want. So there might be a way to get behind it, or it just might be the wrong thing. There we go. Thank you for joining me today on Monday Morning with Megan. I hope you have the best week. Until next time, I totally love you. Bye for now.